Good afternoon, everyone. This is Father Coleman, the pastor here at St. Mary, Mother of God. Just checking in, just to cover a few things in terms of what's going on right now and our attendance of outdoor mass or a drive-in mass. I know that I'm asking a lot. There's a lot of guidelines and protocols, but I'm just asking everyone, please, be attentive to everything. Follow what I'm asking. Again, this is so that we can continue to do this and provide things like adoration and mass for everyone, and also to make sure that everyone that is attending, because there are some folks that fall into at-risk categories and they want to be able to do this, and if everybody complies, then they feel safe like they can. If not, then they start to get worried, and I don't want that to happen. So again, I know these are difficult times, and it seems like I might be asking a lot of everyone, but I have everyone's care, in mind, especially on this Good Shepherd Sunday when we hear about the Good Shepherd who cares for his flock. So as a shepherd of St. Mary's, as the pastor, it's what I'm trying to do, and being able to provide for everyone, in terms of being able to come together as much as we can for the sacraments and celebration of Mass and be able to receive Holy Communion. So just on that note, a few things that you may and hopefully have seen already. So again, it seems like it's redundant. I just want to make sure that there's no T uncrossed and no I undotted, so there's no ambiguity. So with regards to Mass and times of adoration we're having set up in these events, just to reiterate things, only those who have signed up through Sign Up Genius can attend. Part of that is to make sure that those that have signed up have been notified of the different protocols and procedures and things that we're asking of everyone, and they're informed. If people that haven't signed up, even though it may look like there's space available, if you haven't signed up, you can't attend. I'm sorry. Because there's no way for us to make sure that everything's going to be followed. And just this past Friday, I was notified that there were a few folks that came in for adoration at different times that weren't following the protocols. Some of which are even right there in front as you come in on the little signage asking people before you go into your seat to wipe down the seat, right, and sanitize your hands. That's not anything new that we have put forward. It's right there. So even if you haven't, been able to look through the things that we have posted in terms of the documents, the letters, or the videos, that's there. That's a bare minimum. What we're asking now is everyone to wear masks. All right, and so again, going back to the things for Mass, to not get too far off topic. Please stay in your car until you are directed from the usher to exit your car for Holy Communion. Remember, masks or face coverings are required to receive Holy Communion. And so anybody can come to Mass and stay in the car the whole time. Nobody's required if you're at Mass to come forward for Holy Communion. So for people that want to attend Mass but still don't feel safe to receive Holy Communion, can just participate in Mass by staying in your vehicle. That's fine. But in order to come forward for Holy Communion, you have to have some form of a face covering, preferably a cotton bandana or a face mask like this one here. To be able to put over. We had some of those available last weekend. We've gone through most of them, so we have very few left. So we're asking people that, at least for this weekend, if you don't have one yet, to provide your own, to bring that with you. A scarf can work, a bandana, a paper face mask, or one of these cloth ones that are washable. Arrive through the Bartlett Street entrance, okay, and you'll be directed where to park. This week, learning from last week, we're going to ask the ushers to park all of the trucks and SUVs, taller vehicles, at least in the second row first, and cars will go on the first row, and ordering from the Josephine Street side towards Bartlett Street. Again, once you arrive, do not exit your car The building will not be accessible, all right, at any point other than for the reception of Holy Communion, when motioned to by an usher. We have to do this, folks, just because we don't have the ability to regulate and keep everything sanitized, for the amount of traffic that would come through, use of bathrooms, other things like that. So please be attentive to using the restroom before coming, and also monitor your liquid intake as it gets closer, to be able to make it the whole way through Mass. So please be attentive to that. Please only roll down the driver's side window of the car. All right, no more than about a quarter of the way down. This acts as a proper social distancing barrier, and so no crosstalk between vehicles, please. Again, that would be if you're parked right next to each other. That's way less than 6 feet, and so that violates social distancing. And so please adjust the driver's side windows to come down in only about a quarter of the way. Right? Please leave any notes for myself or Susie, or offertory envelopes right in the basket when coming in. We'll have baskets out in each of the places. If you've watched the video, which I hope you have already, you'll see that the baskets are there at the beginning of each communion line or lane. You can drop any of those notes or anything else like that in those baskets for us, and it'll get along with the offertory if you'd like to make an offering for that. Anything else at this time, folks, unfortunately, before Mass or after Mass is not the time to try to engage Susie, myself, any of the deacons, or any other staff that may be around. If you need to talk to us about something, please send an email, call, set up an appointment. We'll make sure that we reach out and engage you and get that set up for that. So unfortunately, these times, it's not the case. I mean, in all honesty, on most Sundays, before or after Mass is kind of a bad time for that because it's complete and total chaos, and it's hard to remember things and things get lost. So please, if you have something like that to drop in as a note, you can do that with your collection in the collection basket as you come up for Holy Communion. And remember, too, as you come up for communion, your mask is to be worn the entire time as you exit the car, going up for Holy Communion and returning back to your car. The only time your mask comes down is during the reception of Holy Communion. Please do not visit with one another by getting out of your car. Again, I think I've already said this, or rolling down your window. We understand that it's hard on us because we can't really engage with one another during these times, and we'd like to, coming to communion, right, is to draw us into communion with one another, and we are social beings by our nature. We've been created for that communion with one another. So these things are difficult for us, but these are not the time. So, we understand it's hard, but please follow all of the directives, given either by myself, the deacons, or any of our parish staff, or the ushers, right? I've given the ushers certain explicit instructions with things. Please follow everything that they ask you or tell you to do if you have a question. And then for the end of Mass, please exit the parking lot when the ushers ask you to exit the parking lot. Again, this isn't a time to linger. If you need to speak with me about something or someone else, please do set up an appointment and we'll take care of that at a different time. And so it's also for a part of orderliness. We want to maintain all of the things that are being asked of us by the different regulations that have been put in place, either by the state with Governor Cooper, the local commissioners for Jackson County, or our bishop with regards to all of these things. Please just follow those directions, as the ushers ask. And again, we just ask for your patience and cooperation as we want to provide the best practices in creating a safe environment as much as possible, so that we can continue to offer Mass in this way for our parish family. I've been in conversation with the diocese and the local authorities, and everything we're doing is above bar. We're going above. And so I want to maintain these types of standards so that there can't be anything called into question in terms of what we're doing or why we're doing it, and the practices that we have, so that we can continue to provide this for everyone. So I continue to know that you all are in my prayers. I look forward to seeing you at Mass. for those that are able to attend, and continue to keep all those who yet cannot join us for Mass in my prayers, and I pray that you continue to keep them in your prayers as well. All right, take care, and God bless.